What's going on, guys? Before you say anything, no, this is not another one of those Avalanche Creeping Eyes videos. Quite the contrary. I have noticed that despite the fact that I put out an Avalanche 101 video, that I just went on too long about too much stuff and didn't get to the specifics. So a lot of the tech probably didn't get noticed, and like I said, I wasn't very specific exactly what to do with who and when. So I watched two tournaments over the last few days in which a pocket Avalanche player pulled him out in a match or two, and literally tonight against Eternal Gearus and a few days ago against the Cassie, they let him get away with complete murder. Everything that was fake all of a sudden became real. I notice when I do this as well, nobody ever punishes it. There are times when I punish people for this in the Avalanche mirror. I'll play the guy a week later. He still doesn't punish it. Like, as if, well, I don't want to lab. I saw him do this, but I'm not about to lab it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and call people non-lab monsters, etc. But I feel like this information is not out there, and I want to help it get out there once and for all, because I do believe that Avalanche preys on ignorance. Okay, so first we're going to get into what is fake and what is real. What's real? Okay, forward 2 into this, real. 2-1, real. Back 1-4-3, real. Back 2, real. What do I mean by real? That means that you cannot escape the first hit of Creeping Ice. You are jailed into the first hit when blocking those 4 attacks, and only those 4 attacks. You cannot jump it, you cannot interrupt it, you cannot flawless block it, nothing. Off those strings, you are forced to deal with this move on the back end. You cannot deal with it on the front end. Now, when it comes to back 2, you don't even need to worry about that whatsoever, because your Sub-Zero is dead if you get hit by this. You're going to get up, full combo him, he's dead, don't even worry about that. So what's fake? Back 3 into this, back 3-2 into this, 1-2 into this, stand 3 into this, etc. Basically anything but those 4 first things that I covered is fake. So let's go into some in general things here. So we're going to go speak in generalities for a second, and then we're going to get semi-specific. So back 3-2 into this. Just so you can see, I'm trying to guard here. Everybody can jump it, and he can't guard it. It's a guaranteed punish, period. So even if he tries to do this, it doesn't matter. You know, he's stuck. There's no timing here. Doing 1 hit or 2 doesn't help him. Nothing he can do about it. Most characters, almost every character can down 1 him out of this, at least with a 6 or 7 frame down 1. I believe there may be some situations in which a 7 frame down 1 doesn't work, but most of the time, even a 7 frame down 1, down 3, whatever is going to work here. But again, make sure it works with your character. Jabbing only works with specific characters. Just because of collision, etc. Jabbing is only going to work with certain characters. Make sure you check that out. The next thing everyone can do, flawless block it. And up to it. But there's no need to up to. Because if you flawless block it, just about every single character can jab. There may be a rare, obscure instance in which a certain character can't jab it, but that's extremely rare. Most of them probably can. Now, in the event your character cannot jab, you can do a fast advancing mid. Why do I say fast advancing mid? Well, because Gearus' forward 2 11 frames trades. His 11 frame forward 3 wins. Both 11 frames, one just doesn't get over the attack. Now, it doesn't have to be 11 frames, because I want you to notice this attack, when flawless blocked, is minus 15. Or 17, minus 17. So you can have something 16 frames or faster that can go over this. So if a jab doesn't work, look into your arsenal, find something that does. You have quite a few frames that'll do this. Now, some weird character-specific stuff. Character like Gearus, can just go over it, period. No flawless block needed, nothing. Now, obviously, the character can do this, right? However, some characters, like Gears, have a safe check like that, so you don't have to commit to the time stoppage. You only have to do. You will only want to commit to that upon a flawless block, and then you know. Oops. Guaranteed, right? But again, you don't even need to do that because it doesn't really. That's all. I mean, you pick however you want to do it. I mean, just pick whatever you want to do. There's lots of ways to do it. Back three is even worse. So, down one it, jab it, jump it, flawless block it, whatever, up to it, forward three it, whatever you want to do, take your pick. Okay, now, 1-2 is a little different because 6-frame jabs will trade, but if you don't have a 6-frame jab, you cannot trade, and you cannot jab out of this. Maybe some characters can, most cannot. So just keep that in mind. Now, everybody can neutral jump this. Most characters, if they block it standing, can jump over it. Some characters, if they block it crouching, cannot. But no matter how you block it, standing or crouching, everybody can neutral jump it. Now, even if you... now, some characters also, if you can't jump over it no matter how they block it. So if they block it in crouch or standing, they can't jump over it. So test this out with your character. See what their best possible way to blow this up is, right? Okay, now, you can't, once you flawless block this, you can't jab it. But you can, everybody can launch it like this. And again, going back to finding the right move, right? Finding that move that goes forward that can blow this up. And keep in mind, again, you can also just jump it, neutral jump or jump over based on your character. You have a ton of options here. You're not really kind of bound to one thing or another. Okay, so now the sketchy thing about this is you actually can't jump out of this. Most characters can't anyway. I'm sure maybe Kung Lao probably can. Can't down one it. You can't jab it. Nothing. Now here's what's weird. A character like Geras can flawless block it, right? But it's weird because the timing on it. Sometimes, if you block it in crouch, it becomes unflawless blockable sometimes. So you have to make sure you flawless block it in crouch, and then go to stand block very quickly and flawless block it. And that's how you would blow it up. And again, in this situation, you probably can't, I don't think you can jab out of it, but you can up to, or you have to find that move that advances, etc. Now, Geras is one of these weird characters. He can launch Sub-Zero for doing this with an up to. However, only if he flawless blocks this in a crouching state. If he tries to block it, flawless block it in a standing state, it's hard to flawless block in general, and that happens. So if you go to neutral, stand, and then flawless block, like you just did off standing 3, that doesn't work off this string. You have to remain crouching the entire time and flawless block while in crouch. So some characters are very specific in how they have to flawless block stuff. And as I've always talked about, off forward 2, it's extremely buggy. If you try to flawless block while in crouch block, it is unflawless blockable. You have to go to stand and then flawless block. And Geras cannot punish this. However, he does mitigate the damage. Also, a character like Geras, if he just doesn't want to get flawless blocked and he stops, gets forward 2 into whatever he wants to get. Whatever he wants to do. So that's how some character specific stuff for Geras, who represents a couple of things there. Now, I want to show just a quick example here on that, characters that can jump 1-2 from crouch. So character like Sub-Zero represents a good portion of the cast that can block 1-2 in both standing or crouching and do whatever. Jump over it. So he can jump over it if he's blocked it in standing, blocks it in crouching. He can neutral jump it. And you have to time this a little right. There we go. So some characters you want to jump over, some characters you don't, etc. So Sub-Zero can't jab here. He doesn't really have a good mid, for example. So he usually slides. He does up to, or what I always like to do is just jump. So he represents one of these characters that's, the right size that they can forward jump, neutral jump, regardless of how they block, etc. Okay. Now Jax is one of these characters that has problems. And like I said, you would pick the right variation for how you want to do the punish. He has problems not in punishing stuff, but with the jump over kind of situation. So a character like Jax, for example, and I want to go over this here. I'm just trying to give you guys some examples on how to look at your characters individually. Okay, so he can down one, right? He can always jump out of it. He can't forward 3. He can't forward 4. Nothing. And I believe he can't jab. No. But he can always down 1 and he can always jump. So he has the universal answers. He can also, if he flawless blocks, it's tough for him to jab sometimes. But the jab does work. And I think he can do this right here, right? No. Okay, so he can do a standing jab or he can do forward 4. And go into whatever special he's going to go into. Now, forward 4 is 15 frames, but again, that is minus 17. So, now Jax is a character that can, if Sub-Zero does 1-2 into this, has trouble jumping over it, even in standing. So he would always have to neutral jump. Jax always must neutral jump. Now, of course, you can always flawless block in forward 4 or up 2. So it doesn't, whatever you want to do. Whatever situation you're looking for. Now, Jax represents a large majority of the cast that can flawless block creeping ice in general. So now the situations that are real that I was talking about, your strings that jail you into the first hit, so you're forced to deal with creeping ice on the back end. Jax is one of those represents a character that does really good against that type of stuff. So you do this and flawless blocks up 3s. Same thing here. Flawless block up 3. And same thing off 2-1. Now 2-1, some characters can't reach that. But characters like Jack, Scorpion, etc. can. So not everybody that can flawless block up 3 can flawless block up 3 off that particular situation. Character like Raiden comes to mind. They can up 3 it in most situations, but cannot up 3 it off 2-1. So check your character, because just because you can up 3 it in every other scenario doesn't mean you can do it there. And only Gearus can up 2 and only off of the back 1 string. Okay, so again, this actually varies in negative frames on some characters. So on Jax, it's minus 12. So you would get, if he doesn't want to get flawless block, you would get a punish. But some characters, it's minus 11. So some characters do some characters it's minus 10. So check your character because it varies that first hit. Again, it's just Creeping Ice is just very, very, very buggy. And this stuff pretty much represents, a lot of... Now, if Jax has Fatal Blow, also right now he just goes right through it. I guess I'll do this for the sake of whatever. If he has Fatal Blow and you do this, it's over. He doesn't even take a damage. And even if you try to stop short and don't finish the string, it also doesn't matter. He can't block it. I mean, not finish the string, finish Creeping Ice. You can't block after the first hit comes out. Even if you try to block, it's guaranteed. So this pretty much represents some characters and the overall theory on how to get around this stuff. What's fake, what's real, etc. I see a lot of people just standing there blocking all this stuff as if you don't have 10 ways around it. Now some stuff, you can use the in general stuff, but some characters have more devastating punishes that are character specific. So don't abandon looking in that direction. But if need be and your character doesn't have anything character specific, you can always look for the in general stuff that'll work and still blow all this stuff up. I hope this video helps, guys. See, I made a video without talking about buffing Creeping Ice. I really hope this helps, guys. I understand Avalanche can be quite an irritating variation with all the pokes into this Creeping Ice thing over and over and over and over again. But there are a lot of holes there to capitalize on if you're aware of it. Thanks everyone for watching. I really hope it helps. And stay tuned for more content. I'll see you all next time.